Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Sunday, April 13th, 2025. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend, and let's get started. So, on Friday, I was kind of thinking that what was going to happen was we were going to see early strength and then maybe some selling as we went into the close, just because I wasn't sure if anybody was really going to be wanting to hold over the weekend. But we actually got pretty much the opposite, where we went down first and then we recovered. And the S&P had a decent gain, and we haven't taken out these highs yet. So this is really the main piece right here. If the bulls can get it above the 54.84, that's when we're going to be looking at a move coming somewhere up into the 55.82 or even possibly up to the 5,700. So these would be the upside targets, but the first thing they got to do is get it through the pivot right here. So if they decide that they're going to take a little bit of a break, because you can see where we have a little bit of a bearish divergence right here when we made this high. So maybe we get a little bit of a pullback. I'm not really I'm not 100% sure on that. We're overbought. So if we did get one, it would make sense. And if it does, then what we're going to look at is, you can see this pivot right here, 52.62. This is an important pivot we have the 200 day moving average on the 5-minute chart, as well as the 38% retracement. So if they, the bears are going to have to get it through this support right here, the 53.15, 53.37, 53.15. If it does that, then we anticipate that that we're going to see the S&P testing the 52.62. If that gets taken out, then we're going to be looking at these support levels right here at the 51.26. Below that, this is where things would start getting a little bit, dicey for the bulls, because we're going to be pretty close to testing these lows if we come down to the 50.28. And if that happens, then we're looking at a move coming back down somewhere into the 49.30. But we don't have any bullish or bearish divergences. If these highs get out, I'm assuming that what's going to happen is we're probably going to get some bearish divergences setting up, but I still think they're going to come up and close this gap before we see any major selling. But again, I'm taking this day by day. There's reasons why I can build a good case for the lows are in right here, and we're going to be heading higher. But cycle-wise, as I've been saying, is still looking for the low to come in someplace around this time here, between the end of April and early May. But again, I'm not really married to any of these, things. These are just cycles. They change. They don't, they're not something that you trade religiously, but it's something you just want to keep an eye on. We did get the panic here, so this is the reason why I would say the low is in. But cycle-wise, we have to leave the door open that we're going to get it could even just be very, very choppy in a big range going into the end of April, early May. And then from there, honestly, I really am looking at, the S&P probably testing or breaking new highs coming by October. So whether the lows are in or not, I still think this is the area that you want to start building some type of long-term position, at least into the end of the year or the fall time frame, because I think it's going to pay off pretty handsomely. But you just have to be patient with it. We got this big move on the tariffs. From there, we pulled back. Now we're getting closer to filling this gap here. And if that happens, and again, we could get above these levels here, you can see we have the 50-day moving average that's sitting right at the 55.31. And if it gets above that, that's where, again, the 56.51 is going to be standing out like a sore thumb, because it's closing this gap and it's a 62% retracement. So again, the first thing the bulls are going to have to do is get it above this resistance here, the 55.31. If that happens, then anticipate that we're going to be making a move up to the 56.51 or possibly even up to the 57.80. On the downside, the bears are going to have to get price below this 52.62. If they do that, then I'm anticipating the 5100 coming into play, or 51.94, and then the 51.26, with the line in the sand being the 50.28. So Again, we really don't have any bullish or bearish divergences, so we're just going to really play the way price goes. If it decides to come up, we want to see how the bears react at the top of this pivot here. If they lose it, then we're going to anticipate that the next move's coming up to these levels here. If the bears come in and they can take out this, then we're coming down to the 52.62 and then testing these support levels here. So let's just take it really, in the morning, see how the futures are opening. I'm really open-minded until we get sell signals, either on the sell signals or buy signals, one or the other. But right now, it's kind of it could go either way, and it would make sense. So I'm going to wait for the futures to open tomorrow. I'm not making any pound the table predictions, and with that, I will talk to you guys in the morning, and have a great rest of your weekend.